Today we're going to do an active starter. You can either do this inside or outside. I actually happen to have some cans with numbers on from a Tin Can Alley game that we've got, but you can use cans from your cupboard and a label, and you can put numbers 1 to 10 on them. You're going to then hide them around the house or around your garden, and I want you to run to them and work out whatever your target table is. So if I was looking at the 4 times table, I would look at 8 times 4 being 32. Foul one. 6 times 4 is 24. Three times 4 is 12. 5 times 4 is 20. 7 times 4 is 28. 9 times 4 is 36. Hope you enjoy yours.
Morning Year 4. Today's lesson is on area. So what's the big picture? Area is a measure of how much space there is inside a shape. Calculating the area of a shape or surface can be useful in everyday life. For example, you may need to know how much paint to buy to cover a wall or how much grass seed you need to buy to sow a lawn. What's the key vocabulary for the lesson? Area, space, 2D shape, measure, greater than, less than, and equal to. Here is your starter. Have a think about this. You don't need to write it down. Pause the video and come back to me when you're ready. How did you do? We've got a triangle, an equilateral triangle, all sides and all angles are the same, a rectangle, a circle, a square, and an isosceles triangle. What do those symbols mean? We've got greater than, equal to, and less than. How did you do? Well done. Here I have 4 squares. I could put them in a line like this, or I can put them in a square like this. I could have 3 together and put one at the end like this, 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 or this. I could even have 3 in a line and have one in the middle like this and like this. I could also arrange it like this. The shapes have the same area. However I arrange them, they have the same area because all of the shapes are made from 1, 2, 3, 4 squares.
Here is your first task. Can you get 6 sticky notes or 6 squares of paper the same size? Can you put them together, making sure that there are no gaps and they don't overlap, and see what shapes you can make? So you could have a rectangle, that's one shape. What else can you make? Pause the video and have a go now.
What shapes did you make with your 6 sticky notes? Did you find the same as me? Did you find any different ones? How many did you find altogether? Remember, all the shapes you've made have the same area because you used 6 squares. Great job, guys. What is area? Here is a 2D shape. If we fill the shape, we can see the amount of space taken up by the shape. This is the area of the shape. The area is the amount of space taken up by the 2D shape. Can you visualise the area of these shapes? Let's have a look. Let's look at the first shape. That's the area there. The second shape. That's the area there. So area is the space taken up by the 2D shape. Why haven't I shown you the area of the third shape? That's right, because area is the space taken up by a closed 2D shape. Well done. How can we find the area of this shape? Ah, hello Tiny, he's come to help us. Tiny thinks we could fill the space with something and count how many fit inside. That's a good idea, Tiny. So Tiny's put some circles inside the shape. There are 14 circles, so he thinks the area is 14. What do you think? Here's Ron to help. Oh, Ron's right. He's saying, what about all those gaps? Have you got any suggestions then, Ron? Well, yeah, we could try a different shape. Good idea, Ron. Yes, that's better. So the squares are in the shape now. There are 12 squares, so the area is 12. Good work. What about these shapes? Whitney's having a go here. Whitney has used 12 squares, so she thinks the area of that shape is 12. Amir's here. What's Amir going to do? Amir is using 3 large squares and 8 small squares, so he thinks the area is 11. Hi, Dora. Dora is using small squares. She's used 20 of them, so she thinks the area is 20. Who do you agree with, and why are the others incorrect? Pause the video and have a think, and come back to me when you've got an answer. Let's have a look. Now, Whitney's not right because she's got 12 squares, but she's got gaps. Some of them are overlapping and some even go outside of the shape. So she's not correct. Amir's not correct because he's using different size shaped squares. Dora is correct because she's got all the same size squares. There's no gaps, there's no overlapping, and it doesn't come out of the shape. Can we compare the areas of these shapes using the symbols that we looked at in the starter? We've got less than, greater than, or equal to. Have a look at these shapes. Which symbol would we go in the middle? Remember, we're looking at the area. Which has the greater area? Well done. Let's have a look at these 2 circles here. Which one has the greater area? Well done. And then we need to look at these shapes here. Which symbol would go in here? Correct, it is equal to. Can you draw a shape with a smaller area and another one with a larger area than these 2 shapes here? Pause the video and have a go, and come back when you've got an answer. What shape did you draw? I drew one with 2 squares, but you could have drawn one with 1 or 3 squares. What did you draw for the larger area? I drew one with 6 squares, but as long as it had 5 or more, then that one would be larger than the one in the middle with 4 squares. Great job. Now it's your turn. Chili 1 question. Amir covers a rectangle with some counters. Amir thinks the area of the rectangle is exactly 20 counters. Is Amir correct? Then, can you explain why counters are not the best way to measure area? Pause the video and have a go now. The next question is for Chili 1 and 2. It says Eva draws this shape. You can see the triangle in the middle. To the left, draw a triangle with a smaller area, and to the right, draw a triangle with a greater area. Pause the video and have a go now. This question is suitable for Chili 1, 2 and 3. It says for each pair of shapes, tick the shape with the greater area. You can either draw that on a piece of paper or you can put numbers on the shapes and then say which one has the greater area, or you can print off the sheet. It's up to you. Pause the video and have a go now. This question is suitable for Chili 2 and 3. It says, Teddy says a longer object will always have a greater area than a shorter object. Do you agree with Teddy? Draw a picture to support your answer below. Pause the video and have a go now. This question is suitable for Chili 2 and Chili 3. Kim thinks the area of the rectangle is 12 squares. Is Kim correct? How do you know? So think of some of the things we talked about in the video when you're answering that. Pause the video and have a go now. This question is suitable for Chili 3. Eva is measuring the area of the tabletop. She's covered the table with exactly 28 sheets of paper. She covers one sheet of paper with sticky notes. If she covered all of the sheets of paper in sticky notes, what would be the area of the tabletop in sticky notes? You might need to use the ladder method from last week to help you with this. Pause the video and have a go now. Great work today, guys. This is your turn to mark your work. So here we go. Amir covers a rectangle with some counters. Amir thinks the area of the rectangle is exactly 20 counters. Is Amir correct? No, he isn't. Can you explain why? It's because they're round, so they don't fill the space. You've got those gaps. Remember, in the video, we had a look at using squares. Good job. How did you get on with this question? You needed to draw a smaller triangle in this box here and a larger triangle in this box here. Well done. Here's the answer to the next question. This one has the greater area, this one has the greater area, and this one has the greater area. Well done. Did we agree with Teddy? No, we didn't. If you have a look at the picture here, this one, this longer object, has a smaller area than this one here. So Teddy is not correct. Good job. Kim thinks the area of the rectangle is 12 squares. Why was she not right? Remember, she can't use squares of different sizes, she can't leave gaps, and she can't have squares overlapping. Well done. And the final question here, she had 28 pieces of paper, and on each piece of paper would have been 8 sticky notes, so 28 times 8 would be 224. Did you remember the ladder method? That's fantastic. Right, I would like to give some shout outs now. Now we've had some fantastic maths work from lots of children, but we just wanted to pick 4 from each class. It might be because they've pushed themselves onto another chili. It might be that they've tried different written methods, or they used growth mindset and they were a little bit stuck with the division this week, but persevered and then came out successful afterwards. Well done for persevering, everybody. So well done to Madison, Louis, Iris and Thomas C in 4S. Well done to Corey, Georgia, Yasmin and Poppy in 4EP. I love seeing your work. Thank you, guys. Well done to Faith, Polly, Mason and Owen. I've also seen some lovely pictures, some smiley pictures of children having done their maths. Photographs are really lovely. Well done, thank you. And for 4B, thank you to Maisie, Ethan, Zoe and Eva May. You've worked really hard, guys, and I'm incredibly proud of you. Well done. Okay, guys, remember you can email me into this address and I can see your work. I just want to say, remember, this maths work should only take you about an hour. Focus on the chili that you would normally focus on at school, or you could push yourself onto the next chili, but don't do too much. Good job, guys. See you next week. Have a lovely weekend.